Hello everyone, today we are going to take you further into Durango, Mexico. In this video we are going to go to the City Museum, explore some tunnels, and finish our day off with some hot chocolate. You really can't ask for much more, so come along and have fun on the adventure. This adventure starts on a street named 20th de Noviembre, which translates to the 20th of November. That was the day in 1910 when Mexicans were called up to overthrow the Mexican dictator and start the Revolutionary War. For us, it's the start on how to get to the City Museum, which will be our first stop on this adventure. The City Museum of Durango is housed in a beautiful 1898 mansion and takes you on an interactive history tour with some beautiful murals. Okay, I just paid 25 pesos to go visit the City Museum. So I think that's what I'm gonna go do, is go visit the City Museum, which is filled with a bunch of murals talking about the city history, I guess. I guess we'll figure it out. Another beautiful mural by Francisco Montoya. I'm gonna try to come around and see if I can see it from a different angle. I think I have a better view from it here. So this mural was done in 1952 by Francisco Montoya. And it's kind of got an optimist view of the future. If you go over here to the side, you can get a revolutionary and how the hard work of soldiers gave them freedom. It's fun walking through this museum and looking at all the little plazas and little hidden rooms and archways. I really love the colonial style that you can see in Mexico. As I walk down this hallway here, you'll see on the right a movie poster, which we'll get to that later, and this beautiful stained glass mural on the right here. It's just fun looking at the architecture. So there have been many movies here. The most recent film done here was in 2016, was Texas Rising, the series, but you've had things like The Mask of Zorro, you've had Zorro in the 50s, you've had plenty of John Wayne's. Billy the Kid has been filmed here. Overall, 208 different films have been filmed here in Durango. This room here is talking about the food and how to cook, and Tears of Dolores. They do a lot of mezcal here. Mezcal comes from the maguey plant, and Durango's a region. You have many different dresses. Here is the typical Maria dress, and then colonial, native, lots of interesting dresses here. So what it's telling me here is that these scorpions that they have here are actually poisonous. There's two types of scorpions, and they hang out in different places. Let's see what this one does when I click on it. So it'll tell you about how they work. So avoid scorpions unless you're like me and you're going to eat them. This room is celebrating all the queens of Durango and some of their beautiful dresses. We have really big crowns, but I guess if you're going to be a queen, you should have a big crown, right? So this room here is a more modern view of Durango and how it's modernized itself. Here's an old TV from the 50s. That's kind of cool. That's how fast you can load a Winchester rifle. Just like that. That's the mechanism. Here at the park, in the plaza here in Durango, there's the cathedral. Over there to the right, a fountain going on. Over here, you'll see an elevator to my right. There's the visitor center on my left here. And then over here to the right, see that multicolored elevator that goes down to the mine museum. So in this museum, you gotta go through like this tunnel. So that was the holdup, is the spray tunnel wasn't working. But like, okay, we'll go through the spray tunnel. Okay, we are underground, which is a good thing because we're in a mining museum, which is a tunnel. And now, so apparently here what I'm learning is that there's different sizes of scorpions. That's a pretty big one. So this is talking about a legend. This says, during the governorship of Porfirio Diaz, there was an old jail, and this was the old jail where they would kill people by giving them a scorpion. And so if you were able to live all night long, then you got your freedom back. But if the scorpion killed you, then you just had to die. And apparently there was one guy, this guy was named Juan, and he asked to go to the cell with the scorpion, and he started to hear the scorpion, and so he looked out there and there was a big scorpion who came to the floor, and he covered it up with his hat until it died. And so the next morning they had to let him go because he conquered over the big scorpion. And here's the big scorpion that went along with that story. It's called Fishtail Stone. Kind of see this, and this one's called Mining Flower. This is a carbonite. Different cool calcite. Every mine here in Mexico has to have a shrine, and the Virgin of Guadalupe is definitely one. Each one of these are little prayers by the miners to keep them safe from any accidents. Over here, you have what looks to be a gold mine entrance. So, kind of interesting there. This room here is showing you a stalactite and a stalagmite and what it looks like when they connect. Hopefully they do. This exhibit here is showing quartz and how light can pass easily through quartz. So they're just showing that off here. This tunnel that we're in right here was not actually a mine. This tunnel was, the reason why this tunnel is under the plaza is they were built for the revolutionary times. And so during the revolutionary times, they would hide out in these tunnels underneath the plaza. But it makes for a good mining museum now, and you can learn about the mining museum because it kind of looks like a mine. But that was the original reason for this tunnel, was so that revolutionary troops could hide underneath, connected to the little stores and restaurants, and then when the national troops would come down, they would pop up, and it was kind of like guerrilla warfare in these tunnels down here. So that's what the real reason for these tunnels are, even though it's a mining museum today. Here's the old spark lanterns, extremely dangerous. If there's any type of coal down there and these spark, which that's how you make the light because it's gas lighting, carbonite gas lighting, it could cause a major fire and explosion down in the mine. So they were not very safe. Apparently while digging this tunnel, they found a mammoth. And so down there, let me see if I can get down there better. There's a better light. Those are mammoth bones that were found here under the plaza, which is where we are right now. One goes, I owe my soul to the company store. And this is what the company store would get you. You would get this type of money, which was always worth less than regular money, and it could only be spent at the company store. And this was pretty much how miners were forced into slavery, because they could only pay for their goods in company money, which was always less than real money. This is pretty cool. Trilobites and pterodactyls are some of the formations that you can find on old stones. So that's really cool. You can see the old dinosaur bones there. Coming down here in the tunnel here, looking at how they would eat back then. They'd have to cook all their meals down here in the mine very carefully. You don't want to cause a major fire in a tunnel because there's not very many ways to get out. So if you look down here, they would have like small cooking utensils, and that's how they would eat down here in the mines. It was better to eat down in the mine than go up for lunch. So this is the bull of the market hill. And supposedly there's a legend about this bull that would go running through a high velocity down and scaring the miners in the mines, and it would chase them out of the mines. Somehow there was a black bull down there. Lots of legends for miners. They like to live on legends. This map here is showing you where all the mines are here in Durango. And as you can see, there are a lot of mining operations in Durango, lots of different metals. There's gold, there's silver, there's copper, zinc, iron, just all sorts of stuff. Each color is a different type of mineral that they're mining for. Well, that was interesting. It was $1. It was 35 pesos, which is like $1.75. It let me out in a different area than where I went in. I'm not back at the plaza, so I gotta find out where I was. But it was a nice little trip. I enjoyed it. I wouldn't get the guide, but just to go on your own, that's kind of fun to see. So I came here to the governor's house. This is where the governor's office is, which is not the same as the governor's palace. I don't know if they'll let me go inside to look, but I'll ask. Apparently the governor's in, so I wasn't able to go in. I was able to take a picture. So I took a picture of inside and was able to see a little bit into the governor's house, which is the governor's office. And it's just kind of interesting because it's a lot smaller than the governor's palace, which is still some administrative buildings, but it's just ceremonial. Over here is where the governor actually rules Durango. In the afternoon, we spent 50 pesos per person and took the little city bus tour and got an hour-long tour of the city on the upper deck of a double-decker bus. what are we gonna get?
Ooh, we're gonna get chocolate and churros, baby.
Yeah, chocolate and churros. Let's see if we can find a place to sit. Okay, don't really care about the cold drinks. Don't really care about the coffee. So for hot chocolate, we have 100% cacao fermented, bitter, 85% with natural sugar, or you have 60%, and you can have mint, natural, oats, nuts, cardamom, or chia. I don't know what that is.
Chia probably.
And of course, so I got mint and chocolate, and he's got nuts and chocolate. Hers looks whiter. How is it?
I bet you she switched them. I think this tastes a little minty.
She switched them. This is nuts.
The mint one is the white and frothy one. It was good though. Mostly I get aromatics of mint more than I tasted
I got
the mint.
actual nuts in those. Yeah. A little bit on the frosty side. I think I'd like darker chocolate. Like, I'll probably have another cup, and then I'll have a darker. How do you like yours?
Nutty.
Very
Just
nutty.
like me.
You're nutty. Nice ambiance here. So our churros came. They're not warm. They look like Valentine's churros, a little bit red. How do they taste?
They're good. They're not hot, but they're good.
They're good. Like I said, they're not warm. I didn't finish my hot chocolate though, so I can do this.